Well, Mr. Chairman, Professor Gramenos, fellow graduates, dear friends, first of all, it is a pleasure to be back here. It's been a long and for some difficult and painful years, having navigated through the COVID and much more. Last time we were here, I think it was 2019, Professor. Boris Johnson was Prime Minister at the time, and Manchester City had not won a treble. So many things have changed, but Professor Gramenos and the City University Forum continues its path going forward, and we're very, very proud of it. On behalf of the Maria Tsakos Benefits Foundation, I would like to welcome everybody back. As you kindly said, this is a milestone year for us, for our public company, 30 years on the stock exchange, and quite an interesting ride, and that was inspired from my City University years. But more importantly, it's a milestone. It's 45 years since the establishment of our Maria Tsakos Foundation, initially in South America, that supports excellence and education. And since then, the Maria Tsakos Foundation, as we speak today, is supporting 2 Navy high school academies in the island of Chios, where we come from, educating fully educating 130 young men and women, and with very good results. And we have members of the board here that are with us and very supportive. This year, the school was able to have the first 2 placements in the Athens Polytechnic and in the Naval Architecture Academy, plus in the medical school. So it is doing a lot of excellency work, and at the same time it supports, and we have Andreas Bisbas here with us, and Connie, who are from the St. Nikolas Foundation in Ghana, where it has more than 200 young kids are being educated with the support of the foundation and the help of our people around the world. So I think excellence and education go hand with hand, and that's why we feel very close to what we do together with the university here, and we wanted to go for many more years on. And I'm very happy that I have convinced Professor Gramenos never to retire until my son graduates. So thank you very much for being here. On the world economy issues, I think we have heard a lot of interesting and food for thought. I think Ahmad here was trying to convince us that we have to use cryptocurrency instead of the dollars for the world economy. So that's a thought that we're going to discuss. But shipping is, the seaborne transportation is, I would say, it sounds a bit courtly, the artery of the world's economy. And that's why you see the effects of the world economy. And this is a graph that I think many of you have seen. Every single time there is an event, it immediately, I think the longest it takes is a 6-month gap period, translate into shipping freights. And going in the first oil shock of 73, and at the time that was, I think the barrel of oil went from 60 cents to $3, which of course it was a huge increase, but not where it is today. And you see how freight rates collapsed and so on, and you can see the same thing. We have here the financial crisis of 2008, the Asian crisis, and all the oil shocks. And this goes on also to the other trades. It's not only the tankers, but the dry cargoes and the containers, which I think Martin spoke, very interesting food for thought that you gave us on this. But I would say the real roller coaster that we experienced in the last 3 years of COVID is the most prime indicator of how close the shipping market, the seaborne transportation, its rates are with the world economy. I think we have all been around to remember that in March 2020, we had, of course, the initial panic and lockdowns, and then you had an immediate tremendous increase of tanker rates, where people unknowingly, what the enemy was, started increasing their inventories. By August of the same year, it was obvious that the inventories were so high and there were nowhere to be spent that people were actually giving oil out free, and you had to give your tankers at huge amounts of, we were earning huge amounts at storage business for our tankers. This lasted until October, so we're talking about months where fortunes came and gone. And from October 2020 until actually the invasion of Russia, I mean this unhappy event, the market in tankers stayed very low because there was no yet demand. So you had what happened in the world economy reflected immediately now because of technology into freight rates. On the other hand, you had the exact opposite in other parts of the business. I think Martin mentioned containers. Containers was an oversupplied industry. It was really an industry where people were scrapping ships up to 2019 or early 2020. They were giving ships away to scrap. Immediately when the effect of the lockdown and all of us sitting around watching Netflix and ordering things, you had the need of people of finished goods, and that market skyrocketed to levels that have never been seen. So ships that were going for scrap, let's say for 2 or 3 or 5 million, in the matter of 6 to 9 months, tenfolded in value. I mean, these are things that we have never seen in shipping. So shipping freights have become an immediate indicator of the world economy much more closely than we expected before. And I think this has to do with technology and going forward. Also at the same time, and then what happened, of course, as soon as the lockdown finished and people started coming out in the world again, tanker rates started picking up. Container rates, I would not say floored, but have been reduced significantly for them. The market that had showed some more stability, the market has been the dry cargo market, which is a more sustainable market because people have, to feed themselves, and they have to build their future. They have to move forward. So I think so. We are living in a faster world, where shipping freight rates portray and reflect the world economy much more immediately than in the past. And with this, I would like to thank you and open the floor for discussion. Thank you very much.